wouldn't have thought anything of Donald Glover being married to an Asian woman.
During his acceptance speeches, he always makes a point of thanking this wonderful woman separately.
Black men marry outside of their race more than every other group of men per capita.
And I'm not. You had weight training, they was there. Spring game, they was there. Hey, are you hungry? Hey, do you need a ride?
Donald Glover loves everything black but coochie.
Is it that a good man is considered corny or a nerd? Not understand that those are the men that we want in our lives?
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
I don't think I could marry like a white woman. Like, I don't think so. Maybe,
Why
but
is
I don't
that?
think so. Because I need someone racist like me. Like, I need somebody racist like me. Really?
So you don't
like,
care about love? You know,
no, I mean, if I
attraction?
love her and like, it's like, then I'm like, man, she's the one. I found it. But like, in general, I need somebody to see the world. The way I need to come home and be like, yo, like,
you need
because
somebody
because a white woman in general is not going to see that. She's just.
Now, a man goes from that to marrying a white woman. And you got to think to yourself, why did he do that? Now, let's get into a little more of that here. And I want to show you the breakdown. You're going to see these list of videos that's going to explain exactly why. I know why. You know why. But here's exactly why.
Did you know Donald Glover's wife, Michelle White? Their love story was adapted into a highly acclaimed television series. In 2016, Donald and Michelle were first photographed vacationing in Hawaii. Michelle has never disclosed much about her work and personal life, and she may currently be a homemaker. Donald has mentioned that Michelle has taken on many of the challenges in their daily life. In 2023, the low-key couple began making appearances on the red carpet. Since that day, Donald has brought Michelle with him to every award ceremony he attends. During his acceptance speeches, he always makes a point of thanking this wonderful woman separately. Without Michelle's support, Donald would likely have found it difficult to achieve his current success. The couple already has 3 sons and is expecting their 4th child soon. Donald strictly keeps information about their children private, as he does not want them to be disturbed by the spotlight. It wasn't until 2024 that Donald admitted he and Michelle had been married for many years. Donald used some details from their marriage to create the television series Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The series not only received 16 Primetime Emmy Award nominations, but also garnered positive reviews from viewers.
Now, you see that? Everything is low-key. I'm not saying getting with a black woman, it won't be like that. But when he says, I can explain racist things to her, right? He's talking about a woman from a certain community, like from the community where he's from, Atlanta. And he wanted his wife to be low-key. A lot of times, you're not going to find that with a woman from Atlanta. And also, what happens with guys like him, he's deemed as corny. You already know. He's seen as a cornball.
Today, I woke up thinking about that interview that Donald Glover did where he interviewed himself, asked himself if he was afraid of black women, didn't answer, and then told the interviewer that he doesn't like talking about race unless it's with other black people and or we're laughing. Now, 2 things. The obvious. Why are you bringing black women into this? You're interviewing yourself. And the less obvious. Bro, you're talking to yourself. A critically acclaimed comedian. And you're black. You meet both of the parameters that you just said. It reminded me of this narrative that certain black men like to run with.
I was a nerd and into alternative subcultures. Black girls made fun of me when I was a child and a teen, and this is why I don't date black women.
And I hate them.
That's not the case. The man said on a Breakfast Club when he was a full-grown adult, I need to deal with a black woman, right? I need someone to be racist with. Is it maybe that he tried many times to do that and it didn't work? He got the hood rat, hoochie mama. I need no hoochie mama, hood rat, hoochie. That's what he got. But let me let it finish.
I'd like to dive into this. As a little black girl who watched vintage anime like Cowboy Bebop, Lupin III, I listened to primarily Fall Out Boy and AFI. I went to school for opera. I looked like this. I did stuff like this. I think it's fair to say that I fell into the nerdy alternative subculture that wasn't what black people were supposed to be when I was a kid. I went to an after school in the projects and was bullied by every single black boy in there, every single day. Black boys my age treated me like dirt until I grew up and looked like this.
Yeah, you see that? Why did you even address him? Because you grew up and looked like that. And what happened after that? I could imagine all the guys wanted you. What happened to him? He became an adult, got a whole bunch of money, and started seeing all the problems with a lot of black women he wanted to be with, because he wanted to be with a woman of a certain vernacular, maybe where he was from, someone like that, right? And if you want to argue, okay, he didn't search hard enough, yeah, I mean, but the man is rich. He's gonna be out there in the street searching. Like, no, he don't have time for that, right? They weren't on his level where he was at. He's in Hollywood. And what happens when someone's in Hollywood? They want to be in the spotlight, which is something he has now. As we broke down, he doesn't want that, right? But you turned hot, and black men probably started talking to you. And you probably have a black husband now, happily married forever after. It could have happened, but for him, it didn't happen. All he sees are the headaches.
Now, even with that, I don't talk about them. Why? Because why would I? This serves no purpose. The way that children acted in a society that was spewing nothing but conformity and whiteness has nothing to do with your adult dating preferences. Grow up. You're just prejudiced. Date who you date because you like them, not because you hate somebody else. Bro, that's weird. And here's the moral of the story. I wouldn't have thought anything of Donald Glover being married to an Asian woman and how that impacts his relationship with black women. But now I am thinking that. How you didn't answer your own question? It doesn't look good, Childish. I miss back in the days when the old Childish would just take his clothes off in Magic Mike sequels. Can we go back to that? I'm still trying to figure out what the point of that interview was. And it's years later.
I just broke down why.
Black men marry outside of their race more than every other group of men per capita.
And I'm not making this as an excuse or an example.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that cannot be attributed purely to coincidence. But I'm loyal to the black woman because she suffered the most at the hands of this society and this planet. And because I come from a black woman, I have a special obligation towards her. And when I look at when our successful black men tend to marry out or reproduce outside.
Now, I love Dr. Umar, right? I love his stance, but in a way, and he doesn't realize it, a captain save him mentality. He does. How is that? Because probably coming from where Donald Glover's coming from, even where he comes from, if you have a special, you feel you need to give your all to a black woman, a lot of times 7 out of 10 of them, yes, I didn't say all, I said maybe 6, 7 out of 10 are a problem, have a certain mentality. So that's where the guys that date out, maybe they get too much of those problems. Maybe they've experienced too much. They don't know any different. But let me let them finish.
Outside of the community, on some level, it can be insulting to our sisters.
Okay.
I consider it insulting to the community as a whole. As someone who works in the school, I've had to entertain conversations with black girls who are asking Dr. Umar, is there something wrong with me? Because it appears that when you all make it, y'all always abandon the community in pursuit of your spouse.
That's not true. And I'm going to get into that right here.
I can tell you very quickly and precisely why black athletes, really athletes are all color, want white women, but we're talking about black athletes, so we'll keep it at that. It's because these white women are mushrooms. They're certified eaters. Don't let nobody try to tell you nothing different. It's not that, for the most part, it's not that they find white women way more attractive than black women or other women of color, because look at who they always end up cheating with. Look at who they baby moms be. They be having 3, 4 black baby moms, but they end up marrying a white woman because she's a eater. She's going to sit there and eat for years on end, as long as that person has the potential of making it or is currently making some money. They're going to shut the and get cheated on in silence, suffer in silence, as long as that bag is coming in, and let these whatever the they want to do, as long as that.
Now, what he's doing, he's talking about athletes, right? He's not talking about all black men. And he's talking about dogs. There's a difference between dogs and a grown-up, responsible black man. And either or, doesn't matter, right? She still, well, what he said she would do. She will eat the poop, won't say, oh, I felt I'm special. You're supposed to be there for only me. Am I saying it's right if a man cheats? No. I'm saying he's high value. A lot of times, that's going to happen. What's she going to do? Eat it. My bills are paid. Wouldn't a man want a woman like that? But this is the thing. There's this guy that reacted to this video who breaks down exactly why, even the athletes, he's defending the athletes. He breaks down why this happens and why they choose white women, because you have to think about it. Look at the other day. Look at what happened. What's the kid's name? I forgot his name, but he was on the Redskins, the Commanders, and he just proposed to his woman. Somebody give me the name. But she was there with him through the long haul. No one knew that. That's what this man touches on.
I can tell you very quickly and precisely why black athletes.
Excuse my attire, but I just got out the pool. But I played college football. I ain't start, but I was there. They was there though. This is what I want people to understand. When we got out of practice, they was there. When we had weight training, they was there. Spring game, they was there. Homework, it was kind of systematically set up to where like these girls would be helping players with their homework. And look at it from a perspective of a black kid who comes from basically nothing. You know, and his whole depiction of black women are what he see on TV or what he see around the way. And when he get to a college campus and he got a chick that's willing to do whatever. Hey, are you hungry? Hey, do you need a ride? Hey, you need some money? You need a place to stay? This was before NIL. Motherfuckers broke. So they're just going along with whatever because it's survival of the fittest when you playing. Ain't no money. And them white girls are doing it the whole way through. Now, granted, you can't trust all of them because I had a homeboy who was messing with one of them. And when he played around with her, she logged into his student account and deleted all his classes for the next semester. So beware. They don't know. But that's why them draft couches look the way they do, man. When you in them college campuses, that's what it is. Black girls some of them would come around, but they wouldn't around into the game. A lot of them wasn't in the gym. It's just being straight up. Unless they were already in a relationship with somebody, black girls weren't just hanging around all facilities like that. At the school that I went to, they weren't. I had me a couple of mayonnaise mafia members, I ain't even gonna lie, and I ain't even start. Could you imagine what it would have been like if I was actually catching touchdowns there? But just because I wrestle with you don't mean you're gonna get the title. I always knew that I would end up with a black woman. I'm just saying you need to understand why the way it is with these NFL athletes or NBA athletes and when they make it.
That was a great explanation. So you have to understand what Donald Glover and men like that, why they fall into that same space, because it's kind of the same as a black athlete, but a little bit different, because same thing. He noticed that she's most likely going to be there for me. She's going to play her role, right? And what he said, they were there. The black women weren't there. Maybe he kind of gave a hint. Like when women look, oh, I need to go to Home Depot and find a man. Maybe the young woman need to go to college football, right? Go hang around. But they're gonna notice though. See, you can't hang around and have that same mindset. You have to be willing to do whatever, because that's what they're willing to do.
I'll call you back.
All right.
Bye.
Question 1. Why is it that Black women will say we want a corporate thug? Do we not realize that a corporate thug doesn't exist? Why is it that a good man is considered corny or a nerd? Do we not understand that those are the men that we want in our lives?
That is exactly what I have been telling all of them.
Because the corny man is going to be there for his family. He's going to take care of his children. The corny man is going to make sure that he remembers your birthday, your anniversary, or the day that you met. The corny man will surprise you with flowers from time to time. The corny man is going to be down with you through thick and thin and when things get rough. The nerd is usually the man with the high income. He's usually intelligent and he's going to think things through before he makes a move. The nerd is usually the man who is calculating his next move to ensure the best outcome for his family and his situation. But we don't want that. We want drama.
Yes, and as she said, they think high value. I want a high value man. But they're starting to know though, because you see tons of them up at Afrotech looking for a sugar daddy or a man, right? But they got to understand those men are wisening up to the games and the nonsense that women are playing. Actually, a lot of them know it because they earn that top dollar. So they see it and they sift through it. But still, a lot of those men that are responsible are at places like that and they go there. They see them from a mile away. That's what's happening. But that's what you would need to do. Put yourself in a position. And I spoke about this and everybody spoke about this. Everybody speaks about it. It's a known thing, right? That's what the guy before that explained. Find your man early in college. What's happened with our community is get your degree. That's a big problem because they're thinking, get my degree, find a man, do what I can for this man. This guy's a football player. That's probably my future. Or they may be, dealing with guys. A regular guy could be a lawyer, right? But she's doing things for him. She's searching him out. And that's what they have to do, Black women.
Now, this is a 2013 interview with Childish Gambino in the Breakfast Club. Now, I was thinking of this recently because he is now with, I guess, lifetime partnership with a white woman named Michelle White, several kids, so on and so forth. He chronicles the dynamic of their relationship in one of his songs from Alta Vista and 31520, track 2819. Anyway, there's not a walk in the park out here for a man like Donald Glover and Zach Fox in regards to wanting to have a relationship, a flourishing relationship in their line of work with the Black woman. Follow me. Just follow me for a little bit. All right, I want to explain something real quick. For a Black man in the South who has a flavorful taste in music, dresses a certain way, speaks a certain way, especially as an adolescent, it's so hard to be with a Black woman who fully understands you as a person. Now, did I date Black women all throughout school? Absolutely. However, let's be clear, let's be honest. I started high school in 2005, graduated in 2009. Black women weren't really checking for Black men with a super eclectic taste in music and style and a broad viewpoint of the world. It's not common, number one. And number two, a lot of people weren't willing to go out of their comfort zone. Even if they thought you were cute, thought you were handsome, you were more something they were interested in and maybe didn't want to voice out of fear of what their friends would say, so on and so forth. Like, I have to admit, I have some privileges being like conventionally attractive, I guess. Playing varsity sports, right? Basketball particularly. Having a certain sense of style and expression is not the same for everyone. However, even still, girls were interested in me, yada, 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 when it came down to us actually meshing. This is even through college. It never really synced up. Even when I got back on the dating scene, post 6-year marriage, one thing I often got, I only date black women. Oh, I didn't think you would date a black woman. Excuse me? What did you say? And my common retort would be, my child is black. But for some reason, so many women thought I would never opt to be with a black woman, which I think is crazy. I think it's actually crazy to really think about and say. So when it comes to like a Zach Fox or a Donald Glover, these are men who've been on record explaining the nuances of being black. But also, growing up in Atlanta, both of them, especially East Atlanta, you get your pick of the litter. East Atlanta is very diverse, but what I'm getting at is, in those communities, it's often hard to find a black woman you find, not only physically attractive, but really resonates with you.
So that's it. Those guys have a hard time. I mean, Atlanta is the home, it's the Mecca. It's turned into that, right? And yeah, it's very street. Like, that's the land of the trap. You have to think what happened in the streets in Atlanta. You have to think Young Jeezy came through Atlanta. What happened with that? Also, with BMF ran through Atlanta. With the drug dealing, they were in clubs pouring liquor down women's throats, throwing millions of dollars in a night. Yes, these are things they did. So actually, they were doing this around the years of 2000. And look at who was coming up around that time. And I got to be real. Donald Glover and Zach Fox were coming up around that time. And of course, that washed out, but still it kept going. Music kept going. So what do you think happened to mindset and the mentalities of the women there? You think they were listening to Donald Glover bopping their heads? They were listening to Young Jeezy doing this to songs in the club, seriously. And the ones that weren't were preoccupied with chasing money. You already know the narrative. Oh, I got to get that money. But still, they can't see this is where the money is. Or this is the kind of man I need. Because there are no corporate thugs. You need someone like a Donald Glover. They didn't see that.
Donald Glover loves everything black but coochie. So apparently, Donald Glover thought it was a great, after he just recently got married, I think not too long ago. Congratulations. She's a beautiful woman, whether she's black, white, or whatever. She's gorgeous. So Donald Glover comes out and does an interview, okay? And I don't think anybody asked him. He claims that he has ill will towards black women. He says that hurts him. The actor, filmmaker, Donald Glover is responding to critics accusing him of being an anti-black women. Glover faced the long-standing chatter that he doesn't exactly like nor appreciate black women, even those he cast in his projects. Several friends, including Limited 2, the series Swarm, have fueled this narrative. Many believe Glover displays black women in a less than favorable light. So anytime he does a show, the black woman is always featured as the gutter snipe. He has come back to say that is not true. It's just acting. He interviewed himself in 2022 where he posed the question, Are you afraid of black women? Nobody asked him this. He posed the question. He wanted to get it out the same way Christian Obumsely got it out. And that white girl, Corny, was calling him all types of N-words and beating it and stuff. And to the point where she threw a knife from across the room and said she like this. Boom, and he ain't here no more to tweet how much he hate black women, okay? Rest his soul. But I don't wish death on nobody at all. But who asked you is the question. At the height of his career, we thought he was all things black. And basically he went on to say that black women didn't like him. I'm going to have to agree. I ain't finna.
That's the problem. They didn't like him. That's why he's throwing it out there saying, yes, he's doing an interview with himself. But they didn't like him. Things won't change. A lot of ladies from my community won't come up. Really. Because a lot of them are doing, some of them are doing good. I can't say a lot because, see, I'm trying to be cultured, right? But some of them are doing good. Some of them were choosing right. But the majority messed up. Downright rotten. They didn't like him. They didn't want him. They discarded him. This is why he got a white woman that's going to do everything. He has beautiful kids with. She stays low, stay quiet, stay humble, stay low, blow like Hootie. That's what he's doing with her. He got him a little white cutie, and he's married. He's happy. A lot of black women need to go ahead, congratulate that man, because some are, and say, congratulations, brother. You got one. Good job on finding a woman that's for you, because it's hard. Because white women are messed up too. You already know these modern women choose right no matter where you go. You can find a messed up white woman, a messed up Spanish woman from anywhere. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching. That's the reason why he chose to go the other way. And a lot of guys are choosing that too, because they realize there's definitely more to life than being with non-appreciative women like that.
Always complaining.